Hey guys, let's review HP NVX 360 15T. Big screen 2-in-1 laptops, the target of the shopper who wants it all, often come with trade-offs. Consider the HP NVX 360, a convertible notebook with a slick look, a huge, 15-inch display and sweet sound. Unfortunately, its screen is quite blah, its hinges are weak and its battery life is short, even by the admittedly low standard for large notebooks. Still, this notebook offers a decent number of perks at a price that's more affordable than most of its competitors, making it worthy of checking out. HP NVX 360 15T price and configuration options. We tested an $859 version of the Intel NV360, which features a Core i7-8550U CPU, 16GB of RAM, an $80 bump up from the default 12GB, a 1TB, 7,200 revolutions per minute hard drive and an IR camera, a $50 upgrade. The AMD variant we tested costs $729 and features a Ryzen 5 2500U processor, Radeon Vega 8 graphics and 8GB of RAM. They featured similar enough performance to the point where I'd tell people to buy the AMD model over the Intel one. Because then you get the black paint job and an extra $130 in your wallet. I'd use that $130 to swap out the 1TB hard drive for a 256GB SPSync MES.2 SSD, which will be much faster. The entry-level $669 model packs an Intel Core i5-8250U CPU, 8GB of RAM, no IR scanner and a 1TB, 7,200 revolutions per minute hard drive. While that might be enough power for you, don't take the bait on the $200 4K display upgrade, because that's going to destroy your battery life. HP NVX 360 15T design. The NVX 360 is made in silver, Intel, and black, AMD, designs, and features the sleek design aesthetic that HP keeps exclusive to its mid to high-end laptops. The black AMD model is cooler and more distinct, while the silver design will get lost in the field of other PC laptops. While it's easy to rotate the NVX 360's screen from laptop mode to the positions for the stand, display and tablet modes, I found that the 360-degree hinge is too loose. When I tapped the screen with my finger to use its touch screen, it shuddered and shook at each press. The NVX 360 notebooks split their dual USB 3.0 ports between their left and right sides, with an HDMI port and headphone jack also on the left side. A USB Type-C port, non-charging, SD memory reader and power port also sit on the right side. HP NVX 360 15T display. While each NVX 360 renders a clear picture on its 15.6-inch, 1920 by 1080 pixel screen, each panel is hurt by block color and low brightness. Watching the Avengers: Infinity War trailer on the notebooks, I admired how crisp the Spidey sense raised hairs on Peter Parker's forearm appeared. But noticed that Steve Rogers still looked like he was in the shadows, even after he emerged from them. The purple had drained from Thanos' noggin, and that the green color of the trees of Wakanda seemed muted. The Intel version of the NVX 360 produces 77% of the sRGB spectrum, making it equally as colorful as the Inspiron 15, 77%. And better than the AMD model, which produces 67%. Neither NV could match the mainstream notebook average of 102%. We also recorded higher ratings from the Yoga 720, 114%, and the Spectre X360, 130%. The Intel NVX 360 emits a paltry 186 nits of brightness, while its AMD counterpart maxes out at a shockingly low 128 nits. Unsurprisingly, this leads to screens that need to be viewed head-on, as their colors darken significantly from 30 degrees to the left and right. Both marks fall below the 253 nit average. The 247 nit Spectre X360 and the 272 nit Yoga 720 are brighter, while the 148 Inspiron 15 sits between the two NVs. At first, the responsiveness of the Intel NVX 360's touchscreen was unreliable and required a heavy touch when it actually did work. Fortunately, I fixed this by downloading the HP Consumer Desktop/Notebook PC Me firmware update. Once applied, we experienced smooth sailing and speedy reception of swipe gestures. HP NVX 360 15T keyboard and touchpad. The NVX 360's keyboard offers an adequate, albeit loud, typing experience. A headphone-wearing colleague sitting next to me remarked, "Whatever you are testing, it is the most obnoxious keyboard you have ever used. It sounds like you're drumming your fingers directly against the desk." During the 10 fast fingers test, I hit a rate of 73 words per minute. While the keys aren't as deep as we like, their 1.2 to 1.1 mm of travel is shy of the minimum 1.5 mm we look for. Their required actuation force, 77 to 79 grams, when we look for at least 60 grams, makes up for it. The 4.7 by 2.3 inch touchpad offered accurate input tracking as I navigated the desktop. It also provided a solid feel to each click and speedy recognition of Windows 10's navigation gestures. HP NVX 360 15T Audio. The speakers in the NVX 360 notebooks have been tuned by the audio wizards of Bang & Olufsen and filled our medium-sized conference room with great reproductions of Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer. Flute solos sounded crystal clear, trumpets hit strong and Gabriel's falsettos came through accurately. There's a preloaded Bang & Olufsen audio utility, but you can simply forget that it's there. The default music setting is optimal for music and trailers, but its movie setting distorts vocals and its voice settings pave down all instrumentals. HP NVX 360 15 tons performance. HP's Envy notebooks offer similar performance, with speed for solid multitasking. The AMD version of the NVX 360 we tested features a Ryzen 5 2500U CPU and 8GB of RAM, while the Intel-based Envy rocks an Intel Core i7-8550U with 16GB of RAM. HP NVX 360 15T Gaming and Graphics. It doesn't matter if you rock the AMD NVX 360's Radeon Vega 8 GPU or the Intel machine's integrated UHD Graphics 620. You're going to get the same result, good performance on modest games and zero fun on anything demanding. HP NVX 360 15T Battery Life. You'll need to carry the Envy notebook's power cords wherever you go, as they fail to meet the already low standards for big screen notebook battery life. The laptop mag battery test, web surfing at 100 nits, drained the Intel model of its charge in 5 hours and 49 minutes. While the AMD model hit empty after 5 hours and 11 minutes. Those times aren't just shorter than the 634 mainstream notebook average, but below the 614 from the Inspiron 15, the 841 from the Spectre X360 and the 859 from the Yoga 720. HP NVX 360 15T Webcam. The nicest thing I can say about the 2.0 megapixel webcams in the NVX 360 notebooks is that they're serviceable for the bare necessities. I can identify myself in the selfies I shot on these cameras, but the photos featured washed out hues and a grainy tone that reminds me of archival shots I saw in my collegiate history of photography 101 classes. HP NVX 360 15T Heat. Both the Intel and AMD NVX 360 laptops stay cool. Our heat gun clocked the touchpad, keyboard and undersides of the AMD notebook, from 73 degrees Fahrenheit to 88 degrees, and the Intel notebook, 77 degrees to 82 degrees, at levels well below our 95-degree comfort threshold. That's a regular day at the office for an Intel notebook, but it's a win for AMD, which has a bad history of hot laptops. HP NVX 360 15T Software. The NVX 360s feature a standard set of preloaded software, with both useful utilities and the same junk you find slapped in every PC notebook. So hold on to Support Assistant for its driver download tools and quick links for tech support, as well as Recovery Manager for the options to manage backups and recovery disks. But, remember, Support Assistant won't fix the issue we experienced with the spotty touchscreen. Hope you enjoyed the video. You guys can initiate a discussion in the comment box, if you have any different opinions about the contents in this video. Be the first to start the debate in the box below. Purchase links related to the products in this video are kept in description. We will be grateful, if you could please make your next purchase from that link, as this will help us to grow our channel. Good morning, good evening and good night, whichever part of the world you are from. Don't forget to subscribe to stay connected. I will assure you to make quality and interesting videos in future. This is Jason Peter, signing off.